Hello and welcome to Die Rollin. I'm the ever-excitable Adam, and today I'm going to be playing Darkest Dungeon. So we're going up against the Fanatic. I'm going to be so glad to see the back of this guy. However, I'm now kind of worried about what will be next after this guy. It's probably going to be worse. Anyway, I've got my four guys, my four gals. We're heading into the dungeon. Join me. Let's see if I manage to defeat the Fanatic. So we're back at the Hamlet, and the first thing we have to do is we have to find out what the negative quirks are for our Hellion and our Musketeer, because they ended with an affliction. So a Hellion first. Soft, so every time she gets any stress, she's going to get damage per hero level, so she's going to get 2 damage every time she gets stressed. And a Musketeer has light sensitive. So yeah, for every time we increase the torch, she's going to get 4 damage. Let's see what a Hamlet event is. So a Hamlet event is unsettling darkness. When darkness forms shapes in the horizon, making all candle lights dim. This was one such week, one of unsettling darkness. So we'll be starting the torch at 4 next time. And we're doing the face the threat danger this time, guys. So we're going up against the Fanatic himself. We got 3 XP if we manage to beat him. If we don't manage to beat him, it's game over. We have lost. We have 1 person waiting for us at the stagecoach, so we do have 1 extra life. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. We're probably going to need that for Act 3 and maybe even the Darkest Dungeon itself, but we shall see. So we've got 3 nights here, 3 days. Let's see where your man, the Caretaker, is going to be, and we don't want him to be at the Guild or the Sanitarium. So let's see where he's going off. So 5 to the Abbey. Now, straight away, I'm going to spend 20 gold to upgrade the tavern to its last level. I just want to double check to see it still just costs 20 gold to upgrade it by 1. So the tavern is now level 3. Now, the reason I went for that is because it actually adds all the abilities of the Sanatorium to it as well. So we basically have 2 places we can heal and, heal, which is obviously quite important at this point. So starting with a Hellion, they've got 4 XP. So I wanted to send the Hellion off to the Guild. And she is going to spend her entire experience catalogue to basically get rid of our breakthrough, because we're not really using that, and upgrade our barbaric Yorp level 1 to a barbaric Yorp level 2. What this means is I can now do stuns against people. And then the second thing I'm doing is I'm upgrading our Iron Swan 1 to an Iron Swan 2. So we've got a range 2 attack, which does a little bit more damage this time. So we get a crit, it's 17 damage on someone, and a regular hit's 9 damage. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. And like I said, our barbaric Yorp is going to be basically getting us to stun other people, which is also handy. So our Plague Doctor, pretty stressed out right now, so we're going to send the Plague Doctor to the tavern. We're going to spend 3 of our gold. Do we send 9 of our gold to get rid of 9 stress? We're going to spend 9 of our gold. Actually, no, we're not. We're not going to send 9 of our gold, because I remember we've got this cool trinket that gives us -3 here. So we're only going to spend 3 gold. We're going to heal 6. Okay, so next is our Musketeer. A Musketeer, pretty damaged. Not as damaged as the Vestal, though. We're going to send her to the Survivalist. I always think it's pretty handy just getting some extra dice. So we have another dice for our next round. And then we'll send the Vestal to the Sanitarium. She's going to spend 5 in total here. 3 to heal 10. And 2 to remove her syphilis disease. Okay, so that's our first day. We're running out of funds pretty quickly here. And your man is staying exactly where he is in his quirky location. Okay, so what can our Hellion do? What does our Hellion need to do? So I need to think of everyone else here and what they're up to on their turn. Our Plague Doctor, not so concerned about them. Our Musketeer has to heal this time. Plague Doctor could level up. We're going to get the Plague Doctor to go to the guild. So our Hellion is going to go to the Survivalist. We're going to get an additional dice. Our Plague Doctor, what did I just say I was going to do with the Plague Doctor? Level up. So we're going to basically get rid of 2 XP and 1 gold to level up Battlefield Medicine, which we don't currently have out. So we're actually going to get rid of Incision because we don't really use that and have Battlefield Medicine instead. So we've got more ability to heal each other because I feel that's really important. And also we can remove blight and bleed conditions from other people and also from ourselves, which could come in handy depending what we're up against. Okay, so the Musketeer, we're going to send them to the Sanitarium, spending 3 gold here to basically get rid of all the damage that's on them. And finally, our Vestal is going to go to the Tavern, and we're going to spend 3 gold to reduce this by 6. Okay, so our final date. Now we don't want the our guy on the guild because I'm hopefully going to upgrade the Musketeer. 8. So that's the Blacksmith 2. Okay. So I'm going to need 2 gold for the Musketeer for there. How much gold have I got left? 7. So I'm going to need those 2. I'm going to split this up. So 2 there. Just got to work all of this out. Okay. I did want to get rid of a quirk. So I was going to try and get rid of a quirk. So that'd be 2 for the Hellion. And then if we send the Plague Doctor off to get another dice and the Vestal to go to the Tavern. Okay. Right, see if I remember what I was doing now. So Hellion is going to go to the Abbey. We spend 2 gold to get rid of that soft quirk. Our Plague Doctor is going to go... Oh, where did we say the Plague Doctor was going to go? Heal themselves, right? So they're going to go over here. They're spending 1 gold to get rid of 3 damage. Next, our Musketeer is off to the guild. They're spending 2 gold and 4 experience points to go to their next, their level 3 card. And what's great about this is we actually get to have another slot here. And we also have 2 movement as opposed to their flimsy 1. We're now immune to being pushed, still resistant to that. But yeah, that is pretty handy. And we've got a new, we've got a space here. We're going to add Blind Fire to her arsenal. That does mean every time the light goes up, she's going to be taking 3 damage per hero level. Every time she takes damage per hero level, it's going to be 3. And her stress isn't great, but we are where we are. And we're going to take our Vestal to the Tavern. She's spending 1 gold to reduce her stress by 3, and 1 gold to heal by 5. Sorry, and that was my very last day in there. And now we're going to face the threats. So this is the one I've chosen for this time. We have got the objective room for the boss is going to be either there, or there. It's always in the very furthest corner. No long corridors this time. I absolutely hate long corridors, but I probably will do some more maps with those on before the end. So yeah, let's take a look at our heroes. So our Vestal, she's on 0 stress. She's got her Caution Cloak, her Chirurgian's Charm, which gets her the ability to heal more health. She's thick-blooded, which is good because every time she gets a blight, it's reduced by 1. She's got her Divine Comfort 1, Divine Grace 2, Dazzling Light 1, and Judgment 2. On to our Musketeer, we have a free dice with them. Stress is currently at 5. They've got Bowler, Battlefield Bandage, Sniper's Mark 1, Sniper Shot 1, and Blind Fire 1. So all the ones, none of these skills have been upgraded, but she's got a decent amount of things to choose from. I could have sworn I actually upgraded the sniper shot one. So I'll double check that, but maybe not. She got quick reflexes. She's also got light sensitivity, and the dungeon is actually starting off at 4 because of the event we had in the Hamlet. She's got the Archer's Ring, which enables her to have a +2 accuracy. She also has the Solar Bracer, which is when the gender light is greater than 3, she gets a +2 to all her crits. So at the moment, she got a +2 to all her crits. Let's go to the Plague Doctor. So she's got Noxious Blast 2, Disorienting Blast 1, Battlefield Medicine 2. So we got a new thing out, which was Battlefield Medicine, and we upgraded it to 2. So she should be able to heal people and remove Blight and Bleed, which is pretty good. Plague Grenade. She's got 3 damage on her. Bleed Charm and our Book of Holiness, which can reduce her stress by 3, which is very handy. Then we've got a Hellion who is currently on 4 stress. She came with an extra dice. She's got 5 damage on her already. She got her Blight Charm, her Blood Course Medallion. We upgraded Barbaric Yorp to Barbaric Yorp 2 and replaced the one of the ones. Which one do we have? Breakthrough. We replaced that because we couldn't use that in the position she's mainly in. She has an Iron Swan 2 as well, so it's going to be doing more damage. She's resilient. I forgot to say that the Plague Doctor has got Infirm, so she always heals 1 less health. And when she takes damage, she takes 1 less damage because she's on guard. And every time the fire goes on, she gets a +1 to her stress. So she's going to get 1 stress every time the fire goes up. And our Musketeer is currently going to be getting 6 damage every time the light goes up as well, because they're level 3. So yeah, that kind of sucks. And I'm going to just double check to make sure that I didn't upgrade the Sniper Shot one. I kind of felt like I was going to, so I need to make sure that, rewatch the video and see if I did that at all. But before we begin, let us just roll all of our provisions dice, and I'll check that before we get into a combat. So we have 10 provision dice. I thought we'd probably need quite a few this time around. So our initial roll, we've got some food, we've got some bandages, we've got 2 tools, so 2 bandages. Right, so we want some torches and we want some tools. They're the main important things in my mind. Okay, so another 2 tools, with 0 torches, we've got food, and we've got bandages. So this is of course going to be our only torch. So after that roll, we've got 2 food, 3 bandages, 4 tools, and 1 torch. This could be very good or very bad, depending. And you know what? I'm going to scout from the offset. Let's have a look to see what we can see. So everyone's going to increase their stress by 1, apart from the Vestal. So we've got a Curio there. Let me just increase everyone's stress by 1. Okay, apart from the Vestal, who used her Caution Cloak. So now she can just put the fire down by 1, the torch light down by 1, to get that back to being able to ignore scouting issues. Part of me feels like I should go north and try and clear that thing and rule it out first, but I'm gonna go down. We're gonna head down this way. So we're gonna head down towards this dungeon. We roll 1 dice each. So we got a blank for the Hellion. We got a Stressful Dark for the Plague Doctor. Got a Curio for the Musketeer, which is great because she can actually hold another one. And we've a Hunger for the Vestal. So we start from the front. Hellion, nothing to worry about. We've got a Plague Doctor, so that's going to do 2 stress to us. We can decrease the light by 1. We're going to increase the decrease the torch anyway. So we're just going to take 2 stress. So that's that done. We've got the Curio. We're going to use this torch to ignore the negative effects of whatever this is. So the Musketeer finds a strongbox. A long-forgotten strongbox sits on the cold stone floor. You praise your luck and greedily open it when a serrated scalpel slashes your hand. From blood at least comes bounty as you discover some coins and a valuable trinket. So we've got a trinket, we've got a positive quirk, and 5 gold. Well, that's great because we pretty much cleared out when we went to the Hamlet last time. So she has Photomania, so every time the light goes up, she decreases her stress by 1. So stress will decrease by 1, but the damage will increase by 6. Yikes. What trinket does she find? A Book of Constitution. When you suffer a disease, discard it immediately. Nice. And we've got the 5 gold. So that was our strongbox resolved. And then we just have to take some food to get rid of that there. And we're in this chamber here, which means we decrease the light by 1. Okay, we're going to do another scout, so everyone's stress increases by 1 again. And let's see what we've got. So this way we've got a cleared room. This way we've got a battle. Let's go for the battle. Let's head this way. So another 4 dice. Trap for the Hellion. Oh. Cure for the Plague Doctor. We have to take the negative effects. We've got a Stressful Dark for the Musketeer. And we've got a Hunger. The Vestal is very, very hungry. Okay, so the trap, we're just going to use a tool to get rid of the trap. Curio, nothing we can do about this. We have to take whatever effects we have. Altar of Light. Oh, this is pretty good. A small holy altar seems out of place against the backdrop of corruption. You open the small sack resting on the altar's feet and feel your fingers twitch as you realize that the sack has been drenched in some sort of toxin. So 3 level 1 blight tokens, but we only do 2 level 1s because the Plague Doctor is resistant to it. 5 gold. So we now have 10 gold from this dungeon run. We get a positive quirk, which is great because that means we get to get rid of one of the negative quirks. We have Night Owl, so every time it goes down, we decrease our stress by 1. So I'm going to replace the Nocturnal, and we get to roll a provision dice. Please be a torch. So DD, so we're going to do as a torch, and we're going to use that to get rid of the Stressful Darkness for that Musketeer, and then we're going to use the last of the food on the Vestal. And we go into combat, and we're going to be coming across the Old Abbey. Okay, so here we are in the Old Abbey. So here we got, first of all, let's put down our treasure chests. I think this maybe was one of the first ones we actually encountered. So let's take a look. First thing you have is a cultist brawler. They go towards the front. Next we have a bone soldier, which is going to go towards the front. We have a spitter, which goes towards the back. And then a maggot. No. Okay, so here we are. We're on round 1. Let's get our initiative all sorted. Have I botched it? I have not. I'm going to shuffle all of these up. And each character has got 2 marked tokens on them. Not 3, because there's not enough tokens in the board game, and they do not tell you what to do if there's more. So, yeah, we're just going from there. So, we're going to be starting off with the Cultist Brawler, and in position 1, they're going to do a Rend for the Old Gods. So, they're targeting. Let me show you, rather than just talk to you about all this stuff. So, they're in the aggressive stance. They're going to do number 1. Number 1 is Rend for the Old Gods. So, they're going to target the closest person. And in this case, they're all closest. But they're going to go for the Hellion because the Hellion is in the aggressive stance. So they're wanting to get a crit, which will get them 5 damage against the Hellion. It's going to give 3 level 1 blood tokens if we do manage to hit this. 2 debuff tokens plus 1 stress. Hellion's already got 5 damage on them and there is resistance to bleed, so she'll only take 2 of these tokens. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so we've got a 7. Now, the Hellion has got a dodge of 2. The accuracy for the Rend for the Old Gods is 8. So the dodge reduces this down to a 5, but the mark token on there increases that to a 6. It's still not enough to actually hit, so the Rend for the Old Gods fails. So we have the Bone Soldier next. And the Bone Soldier, let's take a look at their card. So the Bone Soldier is currently in the defensive stance, so they're going to do a Graveyard Slash. This is pretty good. They're going to go for the most wounded character. In this case, that's the Hellion. So let's see how they get on. 10. So guess what? Yeah, that's a huge miss. The accuracy of this attack is a 9. Plus the accuracy from the marked token that's currently on there makes this a 9. But the dodge basically gets rid of 2 of those. So yeah, it's fine. So it's a miss. It's a miss. Next, well shuffled Adam. It is the Maggot. The Maggot The poor little critter. So this basically will just move one space towards the closest character and try to nibble on them. So you can have 4 people in here, so it's going to move this away. Will this be us? No, all the enemies. So what do we do in the range position there? So we do a number 1, which is 2 spaces away. Now it can't actually reach. So it's moved into that position. And now it's going to be targeting the Hellion. And we're in the range position at this bit. So let's see what we get. So we got a 2. Oof, that's a crit. So it's going to do 6 damage against the Hellion. So Hellion has 11 wounds at the moment. It's going to put 2 debuff tokens on the Hellion. Only 2 level 1 blight tokens because the Hellion is resistant to blight. It does an additional 2 damage as well because the Hellion is marked. Oof, that was a brutal first attack there from that spitter. Don't let them fool you guys. They can be pretty tough, some of these creatures. Even now when my guys have leveled up a few times. Okay, so that was all of the enemies. So I assume this is going to be me. So the Hellion goes. She takes 1 damage from a blight. She gets rid of a marked and a debuff token. We're going to do an Iron Swan against that spider. We've got a 3. An Iron Swan's crit is a 1. We got a +1 to our crit. So we don't quite get it. It does 9 damage to the spider, which is enough to kill the spitter. And now it's going to do an If It Bleeds against our cultist guy. Got a 4 there. It's enough to hit it. And If It Bleeds does 6 damage and adds 3 level 3 blight tokens, blood tokens. And that's the end of the Hellion's go. So next we have the Plague Doctor. They take 1 damage from blight. We're going to move it over into this place here, and she's going to try her new Battlefield Medicine 2. So it's got actually a 20, so it's obviously going to hit our friend the Hellion. Yeah, even on a 10 it hits. So it removes 1 blight token and 1 bleed token. Also removes blight from itself. Heals 2 hit points for the Hellion. And heals 3 hit points for the Plague Doctor. However, because she's infirm, that's 1 less health, so she only heals 2 hit points. That's the Hellion's go. That is the Plague Doctor's go, Adam. Next, we have the Musketeer. So we get rid of mark tokens. I forgot to remove the one for the Plague Doctor there, but we have done that now. So the Musketeer. Okay, the Musketeer is going to do a Battlefield Bandage on the Hellion. Got a 3. It's not enough for a crit, but it heals 4 hit points off of the Hellion. 4 hit points worth of damage. So she now got 5, 6, 7, 8 damage on her in total. And we get 2 buff tokens for the Musketeer. Musketeer is then going to do a bowler into this zone here, and it's targeting this guy here, and we'll go for the Bone Rabble as well. The Bone Soldier even. So there is the bowler there. So we got a 2. That is going to be a crit. So that deals 6 damage to both of them. That's enough to kill the Cultist Brawler. It also pushes them 2 spaces. But also pushes the Musketeer a space as well. So they're going to go back into where the Vestal's position is. Okay, so that's the Musketeers go. We now have the Vestal. Vestal, who is in the range position, can still do all of her abilities, which is pretty good. So she's going to try and do a Divine Grace to Divine Grace 2 to our Hellion. She's got a 10. It's still enough. It gets rid of 5 of the damage on the Hellion, which is fantastic. More of that, please. And then she's going to try and do a Judgment against this critter there. A critical against the critter. So a Judgment will do 10 damage. That creature is smoted. And she gets to heal herself 3 damage as well for that judgment. At the end of the first round, we're looking pretty nice. We've cleared out all 3 of those bad guys. We've healed up a lot of damage which we had on ourselves. I don't think I've missed anything yet. I think we're all pretty much there. I might have missed out on guard for the Plague Doctor taking damage. But hey, we're on to round 2 now. That's it's done now. Maybe at this point we can start picking up some of these chests, see what we can find. So, of course, the Bone Rabble goes first. They've only got speed of 1. They're going towards the most wounded character. The most wounded character is currently the Hellion, so they're going to move this away. Do you know what? Actually, no. It's going to go this way. Then it can still attack the Plague Doctor. Maybe I'm playing that wrong, guys, but doing it. It gets a critical against the Plague Doctor, which is 9 damage. Yikes. But she gets 1 less, so it's only 8 damage. Still means the Plague Doctor is on 10 damage in total. Okay, let's heal her up now. So our Hellion is next. Hellion has got a speed of 2. This isn't quite enough to get it into an area to open any chests, unfortunately. But do you know what? We're going to move 2 spaces there. And we'll move an additional space over here. And the fun thing about this is because we're in that zone, we get a heal per hero level per positive quirk. She has 1 positive quirk, so basically she gets to remove 2 of her damage. Next, we've got the Plague Doctor. The Plague Doctor is going to do... Battlefield Medicine does not work on herself, unfortunately. But what she's going to do, she's going to use her Book of Holiness to get her a -3 to her stress. And then we're going to move her 3. Hellion had to end there, sorry, so that she could have had that that ability to heal her. And yeah, she gets 1 stress because she's got 1 negative perk, but she also heals 4 damage because she's got 2 positive quirks. Next, we have our Vestal. She's going to move 1 space here and use her Divine Grace on the Plague Doctor. Got a 6, which is enough to do it, so that gets rid of 5 wounds off the Plague Doctor. Then our Musketeer is going to activate. She's going to try to shoot this with the sniper shot. We've got a 7. It's got a dodge of 0, so yeah, that is enough. It does 6 damage against that guy, and that guy's dead. So we've cleared out this room. And we'll do a scout from here, so everyone increases their stress by 1. And we'll see what we find here. So there's a trap there. Ugh. Okay, so we're going to have to backtrack, which decreases the torchlight by 1. This means the Plague Doctor, because she's a night owl, her stress is relieved by 1. And every time we take stress now, we're going to be getting an additional stress because of where we are there. So let's just try and walk down there, I guess. So we're going to move into this space here. We've got to roll 2 dice for everyone. We don't have any torches. Could do with some torches, guys. So we've got a rubble and a blank. We've got a food and a curio for the Plague Doctor. Got a trap and a rubble there for the Vestal. Sorry, at this point I was going to change around my party, so she's still got those, but I would have changed those guys around because that's my preferred setup. And we've got a Stressful Darkness and a rubble there. So let's get rid of the blank. We're going to use a tool to get rid of the rubble there. We can't do anything about the hunger, so for the hunger it's 4 damage to the Plague Doctor, and then the Plague Doctor gets a curio. What have we found this time? A suit of armor. An antique suit of armor stands amidst the ruins. You see something shining from the gap on its helmet. As you reach for it, the headguard slams shut, drawing blood. You break free with a trinket in hand, but now you need to stop the bleeding. +1 stress. We get 2 level 1 bleed tokens, only 2 because we are... oh no, we get 3. We're not resistant to it. We do get a positive quirk though. So hard noggin, so we get one less stun token. And we get a trinket. When camping, roll 2 provision dice. Oh, that is very good. We're going to give that to... What don't we use? We're going to give that to the musketeer. She's getting rid of her solar bracer. So that's the curio done. Okay, so musketeer, stressful darkness. Oh, God. We're going to decrease this by 1. We then have a rubble, which we're getting rid of with this. We've got a trap there. We're going to get rid. We're just going to try and avoid the trap with the Vestal. She does not avoid the trap. So for the trap, she's going to be taking 4 damage. And finally, we'll use this to get rid of that. These bandages, we're going to use the bandages on the Plague Doctor. So it's going to remove all the bleeds that she has on her. And we're in an empty room. So at this point, we're going to use our, we're going to do a camp now because we're in a clear room. So we need to drastically reduce everyone's stress. So the Musketeer is currently, let's take a look at everybody. Musketeer is currently very close to going up in stress. We've got 12 points to spend here. So we're going to spend 4 of these on there. We're going to spend 4 here. We spend 4 there as well. Okay, and we also though get to roll 2 dice because we're going to use our newly found campus helmet. But we get +1 stress when we're scouting. Okay, so we've got something to remove blight, and we've got a darkest dungeon. We're going to change that to a torch. We're then going to do a scout. So hopefully this is an objective room. Otherwise we have to track back. It's the objective room. We found the boss. Amazing. So everyone's stress goes up by 1 because we scouted. Apart from the musketeer, we're going to... Well, actually, we don't need to activate this. I'm fairly certain you activate this to get that. I'm not sure. I'm going to say I have to activate this. So that's 2. She's back to the blue side on that. And 1 for our Vestal. So let's move down here. We're only rolling 1 dice each. So the Hellion, Plague Doctor. We've got rubble there and nothing for the Vestal. So Plague Doctor, we're going to use the torch and we're going to have to take 2 damage and 1 stress. Let's find the Fanatic. So the Fanatic's boss room, we've got to find this out. And yeah, we'll see how we fare against the Fanatic. I can't believe we found him already. Okay, so here we are. So we have got the Fanatic. So we found the Fanatic rune card and we put it the corresponding rune tile in play. We found the Fanatic battle card and placed in the aggressive stance. And we put the Pyre in the range stance. We're going to shuffle 4 initiative cards, 3 for the Fanatic and 1 for the Pyre, into initiative deck. During each Fanatic's turn, if the Pyre is still in play and there is space in its area, the Fanatic will move towards the closest hero. If he reaches them, he will throw them in the Pyre. Place the hero miniature in the area with the Pyre. When the Fanatic is defeated, if the Pyre is still in play, remove it. And it's simple as that. So, we'll take a quick look at the Fanatic. So 55 damage to kill this guy. He is resistant to blight. He's resistant to being pushed. And he's immune to being stunned. So you can't knock him out. He's got a righteous condemnation. So he's only going to use these attacks when he's not trying to push us in the Pyre. So so we can kind of ignore these until he tries to do that. Because, yeah, it says that if the Pyre's still in play, he's just going to keep pushing us into the Pyre. So let's take a look to see what the Pyre does. Oh, shit. So the Pyre you can't do anything against. But if you are in there and it activates 99 damage, holy fuck knuckles, that is tough. And yes, I did just say, holy fuck nuttles. So let's shuffle up our initiative cards. Try not to botch them. These are all the wrong way around, so there we go. We're currently on 1 light as well, so whenever we get stressed, we're going to be increasing stress by an additional 1. And I'm talking away so I can distract myself, so I'm not actually counting where my cards are. But I do want my guys to go first. We've only managed to get out this dungeon with 10 measly gold, if we do even manage to survive this. So there's my initiative deck. And of course, it's the Fanatic first. So Fanatic has a speed of 2. And it doesn't say who he's going to go for, but I assume he's going to go for the aggressive stance people first. So he moves 2 spaces and he chucks the Hellion into the Pyre. That's his first action. The second action, we have the Hellion. So of course, she's going to get the hell out of there. Now he's resistant to Blight, but he's not resistant to Bleed. So we're going to, if it bleeds 2 against this guy, he's got a dodge of 1. Oh, so we got a 9. The accuracy is 10. So actually, we're fine. We have actually managed to do this. And I did forget to add marked tokens to each of my characters, because they should all be marked at this point. At least I believe that is the case. So what we do, we did 6 damage to this guy. But more importantly, we added the bleed tokens. So 6 damage on him. We've got 3 level 3 bleeds. We're also going to use her Blight Charm. It's only going to add 1 of these to there, but we've got a level 2 Blight token. So he's going to be taking 5 damage at the start of his turn. And that's the end of the Hellion's go. So it's now the Fanatic. He's going to push the Hellion back into the fire. Oh, shit. I did not think this out. Right. Do we have anything that can pull people out? We do not have anything that can pull him out, the Hellion out of there. So we are, unless we can kill this thing in one go, which is very unlikely, we are, yeah, shit, maybe I should target this, maybe I should be targeting this Pyre. Maybe that's what I should be doing. I did not think of that. Okay. Next, it's pushing in the Musketeer, because the Musketeer is closest. Next, we have the Plague Doctor. No, we're just going to go for it. So she's going to move 1 space there. Well, 2 spaces. And then she's 1 space away. So she's going to attack with a Noxious Blast 2. So that is going to be a crit. It does 6 damage against the Fanatic. It also applies only 2 level 4 Blight tokens. But we are going to add the Bleed Charm. So there's going to be 2 level 2 Bleed tokens. That's the end of the Plague Doctor's go. Next we have the Musketeer. So the Musketeer is going to move 1 space away. And then she's going to do a sniper shot against your man. So that hits, it does 6 damage against him. And then is the Pyre. The Pyre activates, it does 99 damage to everyone on there. So that is going to be, we just have to basically put our guys to their maximum hit points, because then the next damage they get is going to be game over for them. But it's only the Hellion. So 18 damage to the Hellion. Next, the Vestal. So the Vestal, well, this is an easy job for her. She's just going to try and heal the... Well, actually, this seems really easy. All I have to do is just keep healing people. So she's going to use her... She's going to move 1 space and use her Divine Grace against the Hellion. 2 is a crit, so it does 7 health. So the Hellion is no longer on death's door. Yeah, this seems really easy. Okay, so let's shuffle this up. So we have our man activating. So he takes 5 bleed damage and he takes 6 blight damage. And you know what, before we continue, let's have a quick look at where we are. So our Hellion, yeah, 11 damage there. Plague Doctor, our Musketeer, and our Vestal. And he's got all this on him. Let's see how much that actually is in real life. So 29 damage on him. He activates. Next is the Hellion. So the Hellion is going to move out of here. 2 spaces away, I guess. And do an Iron Swan 2. Which is a miss. So she misses her only attack this round. He activates, not very happy about that, so he's going to move over, and guess what? You're in the fire. Next, and he activated, so he took 5 bleed damage and 4 blight. So we're now on 38 damage out of 55. So he moves into here and chucks the Vestal in. Oh, and everyone in there takes 99 points of damage. Next, we have the Plague Doctor. The Plague Doctor is going to move and do a battlefield. Do you know what? Actually, we've got all these. So it's not going to move. She's just going to do that to get rid of one of those damage. She's then going to do a Noxious Blast 2 into this zone, which was a crit. So a Noxious Blast 2 does 6 damage and adds 2 level 4 blight tokens. So yeah, it's done a pretty good job there. And then she's going to move over there. Next we have our Musketeer activate. They're going to use their Battlefield Bandage on the Hellion. Got a 9. That is not enough, so she'll try again. 10, still not enough, so she fails miserably. Finally, we have the Vestal. Vestal's going to take a health potion. So a health food even. Not food, bandages. Bandages, that's what I was looking for. And she's going to try to do a Divine Grace on the Hellion. So that does gets 5 wounds off the Hellion. And then she's going to attack this guy with a Judgment. Oh, actually, the Hellion, we're going to use this to get an additional 4 health. And then she's going to use her Judgment on this guy. A crit, so it does 10 damage to him. She heals 2 damage off of herself. And we're on to round... Well, there's no rounds in combat in boss battles. It just keeps going until somebody died. Okay, just wanted to check. I wasn't sure whether it actually activated the Pyre that round, but I did. So here we go. Let's see how we get on with this next one. Hopefully my shuffling will help us here. But yeah, he's pretty much dead. I think we've killed him. So the Hellion gets to go first. So the Hellion is going to attack him with a, if it bleeds. She's got a 10. He's got a dodge of 1, so yep, that doesn't hit. She'll try again. 7, that'll do it. She does 6 damage to him. And he's dead. Sedated Fanatic. So we've managed to defeat our second boss. Everyone gets 3 experience points. And we're going to be going into the next mission, facing off against a new villain. There are 4 possible villains in the initial kind of phase of Darkest Dungeon. And then you go on to the Darkest Dungeon itself. So we've seen the Prophet, we've seen the Fanatic. It can either be the Collector or the Necromancer. I'm hoping it will be the Collector. It won't be the Collector because he looks harder to paint. Anyway, that's it. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. The fact that Pyre did 99 damage every time it activated, I thought my guys would be toast for sure. And at one point, it was a little hairy, but I felt like it was actually fairly easy. You just kept there's no reason to destroy the Pyre. Just keep attacking him and just making sure you have enough to heal people. If I didn't have enough to heal people, then yeah, I definitely would have had some player deaths this time. But it's really, really fun battle, really nice mechanics and stuff like that. I did really enjoy that. I wonder who's going to be next, though. I won't be picking this. I won't be choosing the Necromancer. I kind of want the Necromancer because it'll be easier to paint. But yeah, I won't be just picking the Necromancer. I'll do it on camera, so you know I'm just not making this shit up as I go along. Well, I'm making a bit of it as I go along. But if you did spot any mistakes, let me know. Hopefully, I didn't totally nerf that battle, and hopefully there actually is. I played that correctly. Otherwise, sorry about that. But out of the bosses so far, I had a question kind of addressed to me with regards to the difficulty of this compared to Dark Souls. Now, I've not played the Dark Souls board game, but I played a ton of video game board games, and I normally play both the video game and also the board game. And this person had said that with Dark Souls, the run up to the boss was a lot more deadly than the boss themselves. The boss was a bit of a cakewalk. And I don't know whether that's true in this case, but it does feel like both the bosses were relatively easy to take down. However, I'm really enjoying this. Anyway, I've been the Ever Excitable Adam. Please, guys, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube because I'm really close to getting 1,000 subs. And that, for me, for a guy who does this as a pure hobby, would be fantastic. Because the more subs I have, the more likely I'm going to be getting sent really fun games to show you guys. Or I'll also get a bit of money back in my back pocket to buy better games to show you guys. So you help me, I help you. That's how it works. Anyway, I've been the Ever Excitable Adam. Until next time, guys, stay safe or die rolling.